Hey everybody, I'm Dr. John Wheeler, and today I want to address a question that I sometimes hear, and that question is, how do I know if I found the right therapist or not? So the first thing in regard to your relationship with your therapist and knowing if you've got the right one or not, is that before you go to therapy, you need to understand what it is you want to get out of therapy. What are your goals? What are the challenges that you have that you want to have addressed? You want to go into therapy with a game plan. You don't want to go into your first session hoping that the therapist is so incredibly great that he's just going to read your mind and going to be able to tell you, yes, this is your problem, this is what you need to deal with, and this is the solution, etc. You need to go in having an idea, and you may not know what the answer is. That's okay. But you know that you're dealing with something. You know that there's a challenge there. And so you want to focus on what that is and try to identify what the goals are in dealing with that thing, so that when you get to your first session, you can share that. Because one of the things that a good therapist will do in the very first or second session, they're going to ask you what your goals for therapy are. And so you need to be able to articulate what those are. Even if you don't really know exactly what the successful thing looks like, you just want to be able to have an understanding that I want to get rid of this, or I want to be able to do that, so that you can have some idea and convey that to your therapist, because they cannot read your mind. So the second thing that you want to do is ask your therapist if they've ever been to therapy before. Now, a lot of people may not realize that a good therapist has a good therapist. So you want to talk with somebody who's actually gone through this same process that you are now going through. Because the truth of the matter is, you can only take someone as far as you have been. So if you've got a therapist that's never been to therapy, then they're perfect, right? But they've never been to therapy, so they're only going to be able to take you so far. And maybe you will, or maybe you will not get what you need from that individual. But if you find somebody who's actually been to therapy, and they can tell you that they've been to therapy very openly and comfortably, then you know that you're on the right track of finding somebody that's right for you. Because that individual will be able to take you to places that they have been, that they have struggled to get to, and they now know how to get there, and they can take you there with them. So that's number two, is has your therapist been to therapy? And while I'm thinking about it, it is not uncommon to find some counselors or therapists who've never been to counseling before, and unfortunately that becomes their therapy. Other people's problems, other people's issues becomes what they need in their life for their therapy, and that's unhealthy. So finding or asking someone if they've been through therapy is a good way of kind of weeding through that and making sure that you found a good therapist who is wholesome and is going to do you good, because they know how to get to where you want to go. All right, so number three. The third thing is, quite simply, do you have a human connection with this? Do you have a comfort with this individual? Is it comfortable sitting in the same room as this person? Do you feel comfortable, or is there a wall, or is there something that's just not connecting there? And you can usually figure that out after one or two sessions. You can kind of get a feeling if there's just not a connection there. And you know what? That's okay too. It doesn't really say there's anything wrong with you or something wrong with the therapist. It's just kind of the human dynamics. There are just some people that we mesh with, some people that we don't mesh with, and that's okay. That's really part of the process. But you want to find somebody who you can actually feel comfortable with. Somebody that, after one or two sessions, or maybe at the first session, who knows? But you want to find somebody that you can see, like, you know what, I think I can share with this person. I can actually be vulnerable with this person and talk with this person. And again, finding that right person might be a little more difficult than we realize. But that is one of the key factors that you're looking for to determine if you've got the right therapist or not. Is this somebody who I'm comfortable around? And again, there are a lot of variables involved with that, because some people only like women counselors, or some people only like men counselors, or some people only like Navy SEAL counselors. Nevertheless, you want to find somebody who you can connect with, somebody that you feel comfortable with, you feel comfortable being vulnerable with, because it's when you get to that state to where you actually start getting to where you need to get to and start doing the real work. So that's number 3. The fourth thing is, can this counselor or this therapist speak to the challenges of why you're there in the first place? There's many fields in psychology and mental health, if you will. The people specialize in trauma. People specialize in marriage and family. People specialize in a whole different realm of different things, right? If you are dealing with, say, anxiety, and you're single, and you want to work on why you're feeling like this, a marriage and family therapist might still be perfect for you, but their realm may be more oriented to the family system, to the marriage and the family system. And again, that doesn't say that they are not perfect for you. If you can get that human connection, which supersedes almost everything, but you want to find somebody that has a working knowledge of what it is you are wanting to work with. So those are the 4 things that I look at when helping somebody try to determine if they found the right therapist or not. So if you're somewhere where you want to find somebody, or if you have questions, I'm in the Lake Oconee, Georgia area, which is just a small community outside of the Atlanta area. And if you want to talk with me, or if you want a referral, finding somebody else, you're trying to find that right one, give me a call. I know a lot of good therapists in this area, and we can definitely connect you with somebody. So until then, take care, God bless, and I'll talk to you later.